Hi everybody, Rock Dude here.
And Marky Z, and welcome to another Season 3 episode of the
Rockin House.
Special guest today we have live here in beautiful Tinicum Township at the West End Boat Club where they do the River Jam.
Yeah,
rock
Mark,
festivals.
we're here.
We got Charlie Bell.
Yeah, we're here live on location at where they have the grounds of West End Boat Club in Essington, PA, where they have the annual charity event for Shriners at the, which is called Yachtstock River Jam. Some little more high-profile bands, but it's a community of musicians who come here every year and volunteer their time for a good cause, which I said was the Shriners.
Yep.
And we're reporting live to tell everybody to come down September 24th, Mark.
Yep.
Kicks off at about 12 o'clock, and it's an all-day fest of food,
Yeah, it's great.
music, vendors. It's just a giant block party, if you would say, and it's right along
Very family-oriented. Yeah.
That too. There will be plenty of things for your children to do
yeah.
that day also.
Yep.
And the cool thing is, it's a chance to get around some music for those people that are, fans of music.
Oh, yeah.
And right over beside us is the beautiful Delaware River. Of course, it's West End Boat Club, which it sounds like it is. It's a boat club, and it's beautiful. And, this is where people put their boats in the slip and all that good stuff. So, yeah.
But today's special guest we have is Charlie Bell, who's also graced his presence on this stage many times, or other stages around here.
Yeah, today we had Charlie Bell as one of the favorite sons of Delco, and Charlie Bell goes back to original Woodstock guy, old enough to be there and done that. So with all that said, he was in a band called Magic Bus in the 70s. They were actually a prog rock band. They weren't a bar band. They could play flute, sax, keyboards. They could play Genesis, you name it, The Who. They were in a circle of bands like Pegasus, Witness, Egdon Heath, some of the biggest bands of the 70s.
Oh, yeah.
When you went down to Somers Point, Moore Gate, Wildwood, that was the definitive band. At least one of them was Magic Bus, and we were privileged to do a show here today with Charlie Bell. So yeah, and Charlie Bell is he's a guitar instructor. If you need to be tutored on how to play guitar,
Yep, absolutely. You can teach
like I say, he's one of Delco's favorite sons, and
he has original music that we're going to bring on to the Rockin House and get you the information about that. We'll have all that information for you, but we're going to bring on Charlie Bell to the Rockin House. Let's bring him on now.
Well, what I would say in addition, Mark, is just that singer-songwriter. And in the Delco area, right below Center City, Philadelphia, he's out and about in all the coffee shops and the small bars and eateries, He's like the Pied Piper of Hamlet, except he doesn't do it with a flute. He's a troubadour, and he does it with a guitar. So
there it is.
One of the favorite sons. He's a likable guy, and really, guys like Charlie Bell are just making the world a better place, and we need more people like that. Because we know how things are going out in the streets nowadays. Not always a great thing. So the Charlie Bells make it, the planet better. That's my take on it. So
let's bring him on to the show, brother. So
let's bring Charlie Bell onto the show.
All right, welcome Charlie Bell to the Rockin House. All right, this is Marky Z, and again, welcome to another Season 3 episode. Here we are, live at Essington, PA. Beautiful out today. We couldn't ask for a perfect day where they have the Yachtstock River Jam with a bunch of awesome bands. And I have with me special guest Charlie Bell, who also has graced the stages here and played shows as well. Of course, he's played in many other bands, such as Magic Bus to be one of them. There were many as well that I don't have mentioned, but we will have Charlie tell you. Welcome to the show, the Rockin House. We're happy to have you finally get on the show, Charlie. Welcome, brother.
Well, thank you so much, Marky. I am really happy to be here. I've known Brian for a while. We go back. He's done a lot of great work for me, and it's just a fantastic opportunity for me, and just so glad to be here.
Awesome. So let's start with Charlie Bell and where he started as a musician. How did it all start for you?
Well, I really didn't have a lot of interest in music back in the day. I was about 12 years old, and I had some friends that were into the Beatles at the time, and I really didn't know much about this band back in that time period. And so they say, you got to turn on Ed Sullivan's show tonight. It was February of 1964, I believe it was. I hope I got my dates right there. And they came on, and I was blown away, to say the least. And at that point, I knew what I wanted to do. I wanted to be a guitar player.
Here you are, still doing it.
Still doing it, just turned 70.
God bless
And
you,
from
man.
the time I was 12 till now, and I'm still out there playing. I just played a couple gigs this week, so it's all good.
So from there, what bands did you start getting into? Like, what would be like, we can go through all kinds of bands. Let's go
Right.
to like one that started to really becoming like you're actually playing out in front of audiences and you're getting your feet wet on the business.
Yeah, we had a couple of them back in the day. The one that kind of comes to mind was like a pre-Magic Bus band. This goes back to 67, 68.
Right before.
Right before we got the Magic Bus going.
Okay.
And it was called the Vanilla Wafer, believe it or not. And we played down the beach. Yeah, I know.
You guys keep doing Vanilla Fudge, man.
Exactly. Oh, man, what a great band there. Don't get me going on that. But anyway, yeah, so we started playing and did real good. And then that band kind of fell apart. Then, later on, we kind of morphed into the Magic Bus a little bit, and then
Okay.
took it one step further at that point.
So what happened with there? Was there any like, pivotal places you played that were like, wow, we played there. These are iconic places that people play even now.
Yeah, I mean, all the clubs around Philly.
Okay.
This is pre-Magic Bus now. Gene's on the Boulevard up in Philly, and there's some places in Jersey. We played some of the Wildwood places with that group.
Good,
And,
okay.
went down the beach, and at that age, I guess I'm saying I was about maybe 16, something like that.
Yeah.
And, go down the beach was like, you were like rock stars, man.
Sure,
Down
man. That
there,
must have been awesome.
Yes, blast, man. It was a
Awesome,
blast.
awesome. So now you're getting into this Magic Bus. This is the band
Right.
that you were in. How long were you in that band?
We started late 60s, probably right around 70, and went to finally about 75. It wasn't the original guys the whole time, but the original five guys, it was me, Chris Tinnerance, Johnny Robertson, Ahmed Risbaha, and Harry Adams. And,
Okay.
we just, that was kind of the core of the band that always was the go-to people, and
Right.
this is when we have our yacht stock reunion here, we get the band back together and
Nice.
play. It's those five guys.
Okay.
We don't like to plug in any people, so we just use those guys whenever bands
we can
that
make
have
it.
come
Nice.
along since then. Some of the metal bands. I mean, it's all good stuff. Some of the Black Sabbath stuff. There's just so many good bands out there. That
Okay.
kind of raised the bar and took everything a step further.
Yep.
And that's. I always look for the groundbreaking people. Jeff Beck's one of my favorite, but
Okay.
there's so many, and I'm probably leaving somebody out. Clapton, got to see the Cream back in '68, one of their very few tours.
All right.
So it was all good stuff.
Well, we're going to come back with Charlie Bell in just a minute and talk more about his career in music as it moved up after this. All right, it's Marky Z again. We're back with Charlie Bell here on the Rockin House on a beautiful sunny day here in Essington, PA, where they have the Yacht Stock River Jam. And Charlie, let's talk about, other than the Magic Bus, how you transitioned, into becoming a guitar teacher or a music teacher because things are maybe slowing down. Life comes into the picture, kids, things like that. We all know how that goes.
Well, I think you said a lot of it right there, my friend. I have a son, and when he was younger, I was, a little more comfortable, not being out playing a lot of the, gigs at night. And
Right.
so I did have some students that I was seeing in the daytime, and that
Cool.
worked out really well for me. And I, to this day, still do some teaching. So
Okay.
that's kind of a big part of what I've done over the years, and it's really rewarding, and I've turned out some really good students. And Magic Bus broke up in '75. I had another band actually called Easy Street. I know I'm backtracking a
All
little bit
right,
on
that's
you.
okay.
But that was all cool, and then after that, it kind of slowed down and kind of transitioned in the
Right.
early '80s into the teaching type of thing. So
All right. So with the teaching situation, any of the students you had, did they transition to some kind of musicians around here that might have went into something substantial?
yeah, Absolutely.
Okay, there we go. Well, let's
I
talk
got
about that.
One of my students, Billy Ingram, was a student of mine for a number of years. He's down in Nashville now. He's doing quite a bit of playing down there.
Nice.
And there's probably a lot of other ones and I don't mean to be, forgetting anybody's names, but really over the years there's been some really good players that have gone on to play a lot of like club type bands. And,
Okay.
doing a lot of original work, recording, and things like that. So, yeah, absolutely.
Okay, great. So you had some of your students actually go and do something with the teaching you've
Yes,
given them.
yes. So they
Very
have,
awesome.
and they've really taken the ball and run with it. I'll tell you. They're
Very cool.
very good,
Very
and it's up to them to do the work and to. I always say you got to love the music. That's the main thing. You got to love what you're doing because if not, it's like drudgery. You
Yeah,
got to
man.
love it.
Gotta
Now,
have the
you know
passion.
that, right?
Gotta have the passion.
You said it.
That's why we're still
Exactly.
doing it. That's why you're still doing it.
Yeah, I have
what
no
happens.
plans of retiring, man.
Well, I'll tell you what, we're going to come back in just a minute, and we've got a little treat for you because me and Charlie are actually going to play a song together live here in the Rockin House. Just a minute, we'll be right back with that. All right, we are back with Charlie Bell as we're closing out the show with one last segment here. Let's talk about, we talked about Magic Bus, we talked about teaching because life came into play. Let's talk about some new things that's going on with you.
All right, well, I guess it was back in the, maybe I'm going to say maybe 2010.
Okay.
I started going out as a single. I had one band I had there kind of fell apart, and so I decided, well, I'm going to give this a shot as a single. So I started going out. I played a place in Ridley Park called the Black Salt Cafe back in those days. I ended up hosting the open mic night there.
Cool.
We had a lot of fantastic players that come up there. Sarah Spicer used to play there. Audra McLaughlin played there. I got to work with Audra a couple times,
Nice.
just like a little duo thing, mainly backing her up, and it was great. Yeah, that was a really kind of a life-changing thing for me. And I started writing a lot of my own stuff at that time. And I'd say about 2015, I went in the studio with a guy named Dave McLaren. Dave has since passed away, and he recorded a lot of my original stuff with me. I played all the instruments except for the drums, pretty much. He played a little bit of the keyboards. I played some of the keyboards. So I did the guitar, bass, mandolin, all the vocals overdubbed too. And I had a couple of situations where I was working with some great female singers. Kate Kidd was one of them, a really good singer. And, Julia Zane was out there on some gigs with me. She's great, local musician. And just so many people, and if I'm forgetting anybody, once again, I apologize. You were all awesome. And I don't know. I guess, do you need me to say where you can get in touch with me at? Or that
Yeah,
type of
let's
thing
get
now?
them to
You
know
wanna
where you can
that?
get in touch with your music because you
Okay.
have original stuff,
Yes, I do. And I'm on
Absolutely.
Reverb Nation, and you
Okay.
go to Charlie Bell, singer-songwriter, Folsom, PA.
right? Okay.
Okay, also charliebellmusic.com
Nice.
is another place you can go.
Yep.
And also, I have a second site on Reverb Nation with a singer named Kate Kidd. So it would be Kate Kidd and Charlie Bell, singer-songwriter from Folsom, PA. So
Awesome.
that's pretty much where you can check me out, and I really would appreciate it if you did. And, it's all about supporting local music and local original music, and it's all good. That's what we're doing here.
So, what would be some of the style of the music that you are writing?
Oh, boy. It's all over the board. I have some blues tunes out
Okay.
there. I have some more like acoustic type things. A little bit of a heavier edge on some of them, but, some, vocal type things, some harmonies and all, and that type of thing. Mainly the singer-songwriter type stuff,
Okay, great. All right, well, Charlie, I want to thank you very much for definitely coming to the show today. We appreciate your time. Like I said, we're going to have me and Charlie jamming on a song within the show, so that's coming up soon. And again, we appreciate your time coming to the show, to the Rockin House. I'm Marky Z, and we're rocking it. I'm out.
What it is ain't exactly clear. There's a man with a gun over there. He's telling me I got to beware. Think it's time we stop Hey, hey, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down now. Hey, hey. That line's being drawn. Nobody's right, everybody's wrong. Young people speaking their minds, getting so much resistance from behind. Think it's time to stop. Hey, hey, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down now. Hey, yeah, yeah. Paranoia strikes so deep into your life, it will creep. Starts when you're always afraid. Step out of line, they'll come and take you away. You think it's time we stop? Hey, hey, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. Stop, hey, hey, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down now. Stop, hey, hey, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down now.